thank you so much for coming.
Hi.
So tell me about yourself. What is it that you exactly do?
I currently serve as a senior cybersecurity analyst and advisor for the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the Department of Defense. And I serve multiple roles right now where one, I review cybersecurity legislation and provide advice and corrections back to legislators. Two, I serve as a program manager for a couple of our insider threat programs. And then three, I serve as the United States representative and global chair for our multinational security accreditation board, where I work with 15 countries plus NATO to ensure that we have cybersecurity in our national security systems and in our mission partner systems. And so working with them to help them understand risk and attack some of the technical challenges that we face for a multitude of systems. So
that's really cool. So what moment or event inspired you to get into STEM?
Started a peer tutoring program in high school where I tutored athletes in algebra and trigonometry. So I've always loved working with numbers. Even as a little girl, I would say the technical aspect was in there, creeped in, because I would sometimes get in trouble. And my stepdad would say, hey, no TV. But then I would try to learn how to fix the TV so that I could watch cable. And so I learned basic input and output and signal flow from the VCR to the television. I know VCRs aren't around anymore, so I'm just telling my age. But that's when I started out as a younger person, and just kind of realizing that math was concrete. There were formulas, there were numbers, and so it to me, it just always intrigued me. So I just love working with signal flow, technology, and electronics. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think has been your biggest accomplishment thus far in your field?
In my field, I would say getting my doctorate in cybersecurity. My biggest challenge for starting my research was that I would always have to explain how technology worked to our lawyers, and so trying to help them understand what was required whenever a legal case came about, or some kind of investigation where they need to produce forensically sound evidence. So I had to explain how technology worked so that they can understand how to incorporate that and present that in a court of law, or just to make sure that they understood and could explain that to a judge.
Yeah, and that was my next question. What was your biggest challenge?
So my biggest challenge was getting my doctorate. As a mom and a wife and a full-time career woman, just trying to maintain and have that life-work balance. That was the biggest challenge. And so once I finally got my degree, I was extremely happy to be done. So now I can live a normal life, and I look forward to the days of just getting off work and going home and watching TV.
On a completely different track, what are some of your hobbies that you like to do?
Okay. One of my passions is that I do motivation and public speaking to crowds of individuals who've experienced trauma from sexual abuse. And so I am myself a sexual abuse survivor. So I like to go out and speak to individuals on how to overcome those challenges and how to manage the emotions and the feelings that they receive in stressful times. So that is a passion of mine. And then I also teach cybersecurity to adults and younger kids.
That's inspiring. Have you ever noticed gender disparity in your field? And if so, how have you dealt with that?
I would say there's two sides to that coin. One side is that I've always been the only female on my team. I've had a lot of guys who have wanted to see me be very successful. So they've lined me up for key opportunities to either learn or present myself as a knowledgeable female in our field. On the other side of that coin, that is also one of the reasons why I am as knowledgeable as I am, because my knowledge has always been challenged. And so I've had to be able to explain basic concepts of technology, whether it's input to processing to output. I've had to know laws from the United States Code to other different policies and be able to explain that, because you're always challenged in the field, because again, that's just the role we play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So lastly, what piece of advice would you give to younger girls out there who are trying to get into STEM?
One is technology is always changing. So you will always have a new challenge to overcome. My advice would be to identify what your definition of success is and shoot for that, not someone else's definition of success. You know, a lot of people try to put out their own money is a success, or the latest cars, or a home, and all of these different things. Identify what your meaning of success is and shoot for that.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. I enjoyed it. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.